And the goal is to bring you your next favorite band.
Sweet, that intro is my new favorite band. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited to be on.
Yeah. I heard a rumor that you might be able to play that song live today.
You heard correctly. Yes.
Excellent. So,
good enough for rapping.
I don't know when I rock out here on your next favorite band and show.
and listen, it's going to be everybody's favorite band.
Phil, you weren't supposed to make me get all... God almighty,
But this
Phil.
is why we do it.
Like, seriously. I gotta gather myself. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Welcome to your next favorite band. That's both the show title and our promise to you. We here at Stereophilia Studio are tireless in our pursuit of finding incredible, genre-defiant artists who are either a hot up-and-coming band or a group that has been delivering for years but have flown under the radar. Day 7 of the Musikfest 2025 Daily Livestreams from Godfrey Daniels. Today we have the Kassie and Kass show. Kassie Hilgert, CEO of ArtsQuest, and singer-songwriter Kass Noelle. Each month, we will bring you live streams, audio podcasts, and perhaps even a live concert where you can listen to the stories and hear the music of artists personally curated by us based on what we feel will be worthy of your time. Be sure to subscribe and tune in to each episode because the possibilities are endless and you never know who will be
Your next favorite band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, joined by two guest co-hosts.
Kassie.
And Kass.
And you are listening to your...
Next.
Favorite?
It worked, and we didn't even practice
start.
that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a great start. Great start. And what were you saying there? It's the highest talent...
This is the highest talent day of your podcast.
Exactly
It's-
right.
It's the Kass
exactly
and Kass
right.
show.
The Kass and Kass show.
You spent
One with
a
a
lot
K,
on
one
this.
with a C.
Correct.
But thank you both for coming on.
Thank you for doing this. We love it.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I love doing it. What's funny is many times did it for 0 people who were tuning in, but still just did it out of the pure joy of doing it. Now, some people tune in.
Now you've got you have a great following. Are you kidding?
It is fun. I love it, and I do love that too. In fact, a shout out to Kevin, a lovely gentleman who walked up to me yesterday and said, "I listen every day."
Right?
And then he told me the ones that he didn't hear of before that he added to his list and loved. And then I just loved that. So if anybody does, kind of see me out and about at the festival, say hi. Let me know who I was wrong about or right about. I'd love to hear your picks.
I do share your podcast. So when
do you?
people ask me, who do you want to see and who you're excited about, I always tell them to check out your podcast.
Awesome. Well,
I
thank
really
you
do.
for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But yeah, I would love to meet more people. I also have guitar picks and stickers and stuff that if people are so interested, I'd love to hand some out. So anyway, shout out to Kevin. Thank you so much for saying hi. And let me see. So I wanted to kind of start with this before we kind of get into even the picks or even both your stories and promote good things or whatever. But you're in the opening.
Yes.
The opening show.
Because you made me cry. That's why you put me in the opening.
But I did that because it shows... Do you remember what happened right before that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I played this solo by John Worthy, just because it was one of these most killer things, and it was... The point about me showing it was from 3:30 on like a Tuesday, whatever it was. And it wasn't even his closing number. Like, it was just this thing, and he was one of the picks that day. And you were moved by it. Mm-hmm. And I just think that when that genuine reaction is the CEO of the organization that puts this on, it just says volumes about why this is such a great... and that the leader of the entire group that does it is so committed that obviously sends a message to everyone. It's obviously in the fabric of everything that you do. So when I saw that, I was like, I need to show this more often. So let's put it in the show opener.
Let's
so
see
it's
her cry
always
every
there.
day.
Every
That's
time.
awesome.
But it means so much to so many people. And it's just in, like I said, the fabric of what's going on. Because if you're at the top, showing how much it means to you.
Yeah, the top is very flat when it comes to Musikfest.
Oh, I do get that. But, I mean, again, you're not going to bring people on who aren't as kind of
Correct.
emotionally invested in.
Correct.
something that's amazing about
Yes.
what's going on.
Yeah, I think we talk a lot at ArtsQuest about Musikfest and everything else that we are, if you boil it down, we're in the joy business.
Sure.
So we're in a weird time. We're fractured. We're farther apart than ever. More now than ever, we need to bring people together to see things communally, not from their keyboards, not from their bedrooms, not from their basements. And that's what I think Musikfest does so well.
Sure.
Sure, the staff and the volunteers set that up, but if the artists don't make those moments, you never have that. So when you find those times when those things intersect,
Correct.
whether it's at 3:30 or at
Absolutely.
9:30, that is what keeps us jonesed up and
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on to the next year.
And honestly, that is probably when people say, why am I going down 10 days? Why is this so meaningful to me? But it is those moments, too, of holy shitballs, I can't believe that just happened. Or the beauty of it, or the sadness. Like, it's not all just the high energy adrenaline stuff. It is also the vulnerable moments, too. Like, we've...
You're in good company.
Yes,
We're
right.
gonna cry.
But I mean, like, I
go.
think that's what I'm in search of. Yes, of course. I love discovering a new band that I love their catalog of music or whatever, or their amazing performance or their guitar solo. But I do also love these moments where it was just like, that was a special thing that you can't put that on a record. You can't
And that
bottle
only
up.
happens live.
It only happens live. Exactly right. Exactly right. And so with that, I think what you were moved by that day was just this sheer talent and abandon that was on display in that moment. And it happened again this year, so I wanted to share it here to see if we can get you to cry again. So the band, and this is the thing too, is like, it was just somebody who was on my list, not to take anything away from it, but there was other people I was looking forward to way more, but I was like, I'm definitely going to weave this in. I kind of like the catalog. And it was a cover song of all things, but it wasn't the song. There was this moment. I'm going to play it in a second. Do you know the song "Are You Going to Be My Girl" by Jet? It's a pretty famous one.
Yes.
And what happened was that the band is Ballistic Berry, and they played the song for the most part, and it kind of came to a close, and everyone's clapping, and then they went into this. And as it was going on, again, you can feel it. You're like, oh, this is going to be special. So I try not to always whip the phone out and record it, but again, I want to share for the show. So this is what happened they just turned it into a solo. So you're going to hear basically just them soloing, but in the underlying, the foundation of it, you can almost hear that song going on because they kept the bass line of it going. But here, take a listen to Ballistic Berry just kind of destroy Plaza Tropical with their solos during Are You Gonna Be My Girl? You can see they're just having such a great time.
Interacting with each other and
Yeah.
also feeding off the crowd.
Totally. They had it's sometimes, again, this was at 5, so it was like
Right.
people are usually sitting, they're not quite
Right.
fully into the fest vibe yet.
Yep.
They had so many people up at the front of the stage, dancing, bebopping around. Someone who was barefoot danced completely around the entire tent.
That might have been me.
Now, the only thing I would want to say is I want to meet this guy. And I
Right.
want to say, because that song then goes, like, he just needs to go for it. Like, I think he's just lacking a little bit of thinking he wouldn't sound great, but he would have.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of the confidence. Like, I just wanted him to go for it. That was my only thing. I was like, please do it. And he didn't do it. Anyway, awesome.
That was amazing.
Wasn't that fun?
Love that.
You can't fake band chemistry.
No,
like that.
no.
That's awesome.
And also with kind of going up to the Service Electric camera too, like that's there's people watching there.
Yep.
I don't know. I just thought it was a lot of fun, and just kind of that same kind of embraced, reckless abandon on stage of what only Musikfest can bring.
And also free. I have to keep emphasizing.
Agreed.
That.
Yeah, I try and remember to point that out all the
Right?
time. It's like, doesn't cost anything.
And
15 stages free.
In this day and age, we're all seeing, huge tours, and we're seeing dynamic pricing. We're seeing all kinds of things, and I understand that, and artists should certainly get paid. But that's the magic you can see on a free stage, and we're still paying the artist.
Yes.
So
that's important to point out. Is the artists
see
are
that,
fully paid,
correct.
and whether it's the 30-minute Lagerplatz performance or the 90-minute, Amerikaplatz performance, they're all paid.
Correct.
But free to you. And then that's also where make sure you're buying from the Musikfest vendors for food and drinks and so on, because that's what's supplying all the funds to make that all happen.
Absolutely. Before we, start one note, we are $10.5 million in the hole. So we're looking at ticket sales from one stage, sponsorships, memberships, but it is literally that food and beverage those 10 or 11 days. And it's not just the official food vendors either. And while we want you to patronize them, it's also to help all the businesses on Main Street.
Oh,
It's
totally.
to get people circulating.
You've said in the
north and
past
south side.
$75 million economic impact? Or is it probably
Just for
more
Musikfest.
now?
It's 79, I think, last year. It's 136 million year round.
Wow.
But that's just for the 11 days is about 77 to 79. I think we're going to blow that number
Of
out of the water
course.
this year.
When you get 10 straight days of perfect weather,
Yes.
time to
yes.
break some records.
Ooh, we are working on it.
Fantastic. So let's go picks of the plots. So you're still my co-hosts. Then you'll become
Yes,
guests.
we are.
Okay. So here are the picks for today. It's more than 5. Heads up, but it's okay. So this was the day that. So when we do our exordium, Patrick Brogan joins us, and
Yes, I saw that one.
Yep, and David Moore, my former co-host, comes back for that because it's just such a fun opportunity to share in this thing that we've always looked forward to annually. And we do the kind of like our top 9 for the whole festival each, and then compare them because we do them privately, so that we don't if we have duplicates, that's okay because it only highlights how big of a deal that one is. But the other thing is we pick what we all think is are the best day of the festival. All 3 of us picked Thursday.
Really?
Yes. This was all 3 of our unanimous choice. Never happened before. Any other time, this was our 4th year doing that. Every other year, we each picked a different day. This year, all had the same exact day.
No kidding. I've never heard of that.
Yep. Yeah. So,
All right.
And it even started already. We hit the festival already because I do think so. We started with Polka, the steel workers. Robbie Lawrence.
Yes.
I
heard him this morning.
Yep. And whether it's him or Jimmy Sturr or Polkadelphia or someone, the festival was born out of polka music.
Yes, it was.
And I feel like it's almost like the tax you should pay is to go down and visit a polka tent one of the
Absolutely.
times. Not to
And
mention
do a
it's
little
awesome,
dance.
but
Yes.
But we always make sure we have that tradition of stopping down there, getting a Karl Emmer sausage of some variety, a beer, and a polka tent, and kind of pay homage to what it all started
roots.
from.
Correct.
Right. So make sure that you do that if you can. So that's where we started. And then we were coming here, and then this lineup, our hope is to get to all of them. We won't get to one of them because there's a total overlap, but I could totally understand someone picking one over the other. Anyway, the other thing that was on all of our lists was the Vindies. It was not a band I had ever heard of before. So after hearing them, complete annihilation of music, and I can't believe I've never heard of them before. But we're going to play a song by them. They're our pick of the day, like that fave of the day category. Then the other ones we're highly recommending: Burn the Jukebox, Bren, Fabiola Mendez, Jack Wharf Band, the George Harab Band, and then there's this other thing that happens every year, and I decided to actually highlight it this year, is Musikfest Magic. And these are these bands who you're going, wow, that's a free show?
Right.
And so there's always 3, sometimes more. Actually, Fabiola Mendez is one. We'll get into why I have a good, funny story behind that one. But so today, 9 days, which if you think you don't know them, you definitely do. And when we get to the song, you'll understand why. I'm also noticing the women are rocking this list out. Vindy's, Burn the Jukebox, Bren, Fabiola Mendez comes up next. Kass, yeah, you're playing today.
I know where I'll be.
And, well, right. We need to talk about that because...
It's hard because I want to see everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing for me that's very difficult is trying to get it to this list. And then I often, if I see someone's on multiple days and I know I'm seeing them the one day, this is, my curation isn't only daily, it's also, this is how you get to as many as you possibly can. Because some people were like, oh, I didn't know about Gadon on Monday night and now I want to see them, but I'm already doing this other thing on Tuesday. And it's like, well, I could have helped.
Right. just reach out.
Yeah, right. But I guess that's the thing is like you're playing Saturday as well, and we will definitely be seeing you Saturday. So just in case the audience out there is like, what the hell? You have this woman on the show today. She's playing today, and
Phil, I'm just happy to be here.
And don't be confused. It isn't me playing, so you definitely want to see it.
yeah. So here's the highlight. So Fabiola Mendez is this world-renowned cuatro player, which is a unique kind of guitar. She's from Puerto Rico. And the reason why we have her on the free stages is a very funny story, but it speaks to actually how exclusive this is. So like if you've never heard of her before, there will be people out there saying, oh my God, Fabiola Mendez was on a free stage on a Thursday at 6 o'clock. So anyway, let's play first. This is Patrick Brogan telling the story about how this happened. And I did confirm with him that he's okay with me playing it again. So here is Patrick Brogan explaining Fabiola Mendez being on a free stage. The end of your list here, Patrick. These are the last couple.
Yeah.
And like you said, maybe
two,
someone who isn't even announced.
Okay, so if we have do I have a minute to tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're great on time.
So you're the only people who are gonna get the story. You and
Love
and
it.
the thing.
Musikfest.
So
Exclusive.
I made a mistake. A big one.
Yeah.
Can I say the F word on this pod? I don't know if we can. Patrick fucks up pretty big. Typically, when we put an opener on a main stage show, we work with the main stage headliner. Often they're bringing someone, or they say we want this person. And in the Hilberto Santa Rosa show, we have been in love with Fabiola Mendez,
and
who's
rightfully so.
A cuatro player from Puerto Rico. We'll talk about that in a second. But she, so we wanted when as soon as that show confirmed, we reached out to her agent who said she's available, but she's got another offer that night. And so I said, like, let's get the offer in right now. And so we put an offer in before we went to Hilberto Santa Rosa. So the offer confirmed. A lot of things are happening in the meantime. Like there's a lot of things happening.
But
here.
see, this is great for people to hear this.
And
stuff.
so we confirmed Fabiola Mendez to open the Hilberto show. And the Hilberto agent, good friend of ours, we call him and we say, hey, we want to add this artist on. He said, okay, let me check with management. He comes back and says, like, no dice. and I am like, first of all, I'm like, what do you mean no dice?
There's lots of dice.
Why can't we do this?
We spent all the dice.
As it turns out, Hilberto has a female cuatro player featured in his show named, I kid you not, Fabiola Muñez.
Man.
And so the idea of having Fabiola Mendez, right? So anyway, this is totally telling stories out of school, but so he's like, look, and totally understandable. This is entirely my fault. Like, if this makes it to Tim Drake or the Roots agent, or the agency, I f this up. So now we've got this show with this. So Fabiola Mendez is a brilliant cuatro player from Puerto Rico, Berkeley graduate, who is just, her vocal, the whole package, NPR darling. She did a Tiny Desk concert.
Yep.
She's brilliant. And so we get her for free. Now on Americaplatz at 6 o'clock that night, because we were like,
you're welcome, Bethlehem.
What do we do with this? In this turn of events. And so anyway, that's how Fabiola Mendez came to be.
We're going to have a statue to Patrick Brogan by the end of this.
Yeah.
Can I give you a list of other people to mess up with?
Do you accidentally book as an opener?
Yeah, can you book these people?
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's how we now have a world-renowned someone who should be a paid ticketed.
I'm just texting Patrick right now.
Well, this was what's funny. So here was my text to him last night because I realized she's on the picks, and I was like, can we use it? Blah blah blah. I get in everything, and he goes, "You're welcome to use it. Everyone makes mistakes, and I always own mine. In this case, my mistake is Musikfest's gain." I said, "Well, an added caveat: Cassie's on the show. And he goes, ha, well, of course, people love to hear those kinds of stories, and that's a first for me, 24 years of my Musikfest journey. So,
what a glorious mistake.
Right, exactly.
And he's absolutely right. Like, we all make mistakes. If we're all going to sit around here and say we don't. But how to turn that from a mistake into what's going to be a beautiful moment.
And still put it on the same, you're almost the opener before the Umberto show. So it's like, these other people who are going to that show are now going to also bathe in how awesome that is, and then just go inside after she's done.
In a week, and a month, and a year from now, we're going to say, who was on the free stage? and those are the moments that I love. So.
Right, exactly. So let's play some Fabiola Mendez. This is her song called Cielo Campesino. Hope I got that right.
hermanos por un sueño abrazaban a la gente. Los Morales de repente saludaron al vecino, un vegalteño que vino con sus cuerdas hasta allí. Era el maestro Ladino.
There's always sounds like that you're like, you know what? There's nothing better than this. In the sun, with a beer in your hand, at a festival. Like,
I just want to wear linen.
Right, right.
But
Totally
yes,
Caribbean.
right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. With a Corona or something
Yeah,
like
I'd worn
that.
like
big,
a longer.
wide leg linen pants on.
Yep.
I'm good. This is good.
Fantastic.
Right?
Right.
And
So
holding
again,
the audience in the beginning of that was so quiet and so intimate.
Yep.
And how that evolves is beautiful.
Yep. And thank you to Patrick Brogan once again.
Awesome. Can't wait to talk to him after this.
I was listening to the exordium the next day, well, because I fell asleep, but I was like doing yard work and just laughing, and my neighbors probably think I'm insane. She loves pulling weeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. No, this is so awesome.
Can I give you my address?
Sure. My daughters are chore money.
Oh.
She'll come pull your weeds.
I have so many chores.
So yeah, Fabiola Mendez today, 6 p.m. Musikfest. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret ahead of time. You could just go there. You talked about just sitting there. Fabiola Mendez into the Vindies into 9 days.
So you may be right about Thursday. All right.
Right?
I'm buying into it now.
And bring in those fun moments in addition to the music discovery component of it, and then you're really leaning into what Musikfest is all about.
Right, because you've got the strong Lehigh Valley artists that are so amazing here, but then you go past that and we have artists from 26 states and 6 countries. It is truly an international music
100%.
festival.
Absolutely. So catch us up on, so now you're a guest. Welcome to the show, Kassie Hilgert.
Hey, thanks.
And then tell us about like the updates around some of the other elements around it. So like Banana Factory is taken down now.
It's taken down. They're building the elevator shaft.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep,
That's very cool.
That is about a $32 million project. We were about $26 million there, so a little gap.
And it's
but great progress.
Still going to be visual arts, but also stand-up?
Year-round comedy club.
Yeah.
We're going to have a maker space where you can use, it's the Air Products maker space, you can use, or you can learn to use woodworking, welding, metalworking, expanded hot glass studio, 20% increase in artist studios, which will still be subsidized in rent, so it will not be what marketplace rent is. And just, it's now 80,000 square feet versus 65,000 square feet that we had, and we were out of space, and the building had, I don't know, $3 to $5 million in deferred maintenance.
There was, my wife and I, we were just walking around some other city, and we were like, wow, look at that, that's really cool. And it actually looked similar, not that it was like identical, but it was like the pictures I've seen of what it's going to be. I'm like, actually the Banana Factory, the rebuild there is going to look a lot like what this is. And it was like, oh, that's really cool. So the other part about it was it just didn't have like this inviting feel to it. It was pointed in that direction instead of towards the street and so on.
Yeah.
And just the pictures I've seen will turn it into a space where it'll feel like I want to go in there.
Yeah, the Creative Factory powered by PPL, a big thing was we're going from like 2 to 3 classrooms to 9. And all the classrooms on floors 2, 3, and 4 are all glass.
Nice.
So we want to tie in architecturally the
Sure.
new building to steel stacks so you feel the similarity when you walk between
Sure.
them. But the glass is meant to look in.
Yeah.
So the glass studio will still
Draw
have
you
the
in
roll-up
there.
doors, right? Because the old Banana Factory looked like a fortress.
It
And you
kinda
hear
did, yeah. It was a
Banana
little
Factory-
industrial looking.
Right. And it was like, what is that? I'm not sure what is in there. So if you can see in, this is where we want people to feel like they are represented and they belong and they can come learn. And everyone is an artist in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Some are better than others.
Yeah, right.
But it is a place where you use your hands to make things.
Yep.
So we're very excited about that, and it is well underway.
Awesome. No, that's super cool. And then there's the Turn and Grind.
Turn and Grind is so we tore down 6 buildings, which was the Banana Factory. We are going to renovate a 150-year-old steel building, so we're going to maintain it. There's a beautiful crane run inside. There's a rosette window.
Yep.
It's gorgeous. So
Yep.
that's going to house traveling, artistic, scientific, historical exhibits the first quarter of each year. And then from, let's say, March to July, we do a lot of private events in the ArtsQuest Center,
Sure.
which is great, but that means we're not doing as many shows, so bouncing those over there.
Yep.
So we can do more shows in the ArtsQuest Center. Then July, we're able to use that for backstage, because right now we build a kitchen, which is 5 to 6 figures to do that each year to feed the artists in Steel Terrace. And we can also use that for an expansion of Musikfest, Oktoberfest, and Christkindlmarkt.
Yeah.
So if we had it open tomorrow, we've got over 200 days of programming to drop in there.
Boom.
But it is gorgeous
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. No, that's super cool. And it's currently would be behind the main stage.
Behind the main stage, if you're looking at
Towards
the
the
stage,
left, yeah.
to the left, right next to the railroad tracks. It's right behind the visitor center. And
That's right.
just-
Yeah, that's a good.
it-
Yeah, I was
it's-
just giving
it's-
people like a picture of where to look or where to know that it's going. But phenomenal idea. And those 2 projects were built and ready for 2020. Like it was like ready to kind of happen, and then COVID happens, and no
Yes.
one knows what tomorrow looks like.
Yes.
So it all kind of gets paused. But the good news was all the funding was still there. Some other things changed that I think for the better. You were able to knock down an extra building that
Correct.
you'd have to work into
Correct.
it. And anyway, it's just like this has been. You guys are probably itching to have it because you
Itching.
probably 7,
It's
8
been-
years in the
yes.
planning.
Steel Stacks was 10 years in the making from beginning to end. And I always kid and I tell people, when we announced the Steel Stacks capital campaign, it was September of 2008. And for those of you who don't know,
Yeah, right. That's
in October,
a bad year
It was a really bad year.
financially for literally
it was
everyone.
horrible. And then we announced this one in January of 2020. So just alert, the next time we announce a capital
Right, yeah,
campaign,
yeah.
put all your money
Put
in your
a bomb
mattress.
shelter in your
just for a
basement,
month. Because the locusts are coming. But we've been able to raise 43 of the 50 million, so we're still fundraising, but it's been a tremendous response from the community, the
100%.
public sector. It's been great, so we're moving
So cool.
forward.
It was very, very cool. And then anything else you would want to share, promote, whatever? Like obviously Musikfest has got 4 more days. Come down for that. It's free. We'll say it one more time.
Yes.
And these 4 days are like literally a rocket ship to the Black Keys.
It is.
Today is maybe the best day, but it's not like the other days are lacking. In fact, Saturday was also a tremendous day. That's when we'll see Kass and plenty of other people who've been on the show. That whole day is like next fave Bandapalooza. And then Sunday's on fire as well. So come down for these days. And then, like you said, there's Oktoberfest, there's Christkindlmarkt, there's just regular programming that happens
ArtsQuest Center, yep.
year round. So I think you have cake on the lineup.
We
in
do,
the fall.
yes, and we also have the Struts coming up,
And the
Gated
Struts,
Levitt
yeah.
show, like the week after Musikfest.
Yeah.
So no rest for the weary.
No, but I mean, like, this is where when people are like, "What do you love Bethlehem so much for?" I'm like,
Right?
what's not to like? What? Come visit.
You
So
don't
come
expect
visit.
to see this in a city this size.
Mhm.
And
No,
that's what us and so many others, the place we're sitting in, Godfrey Daniels.
Yeah.
They offer programming, and all of us do collectively, in the Lehigh Valley that you don't expect to see in,
No.
in a valley this size.
Correct.
So we are
And I think
truly
part of
fortunate.
that too is you're a nonprofit. This is a nonprofit.
Correct.
So the ticket sales is hugely important, but it's not a matter of you're all willing to take a risk
Right.
in order to bring the right person in. Because it's like, no, this is somebody who people should be paying attention to, not necessarily who would just make sure that we sell out everything.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's a big part of it. And then that just has built a vibe over, 42 years of a festival, 50 years of this venue. Like, just over time, it becomes an attractive place that people who know, musicians who know, booking agents who know say, no, you want to go to Bethlehem.
And I think too, with the people that come in and visit, what they say between whether it's Godfrey Daniels or the Bach Choir and their festival or Musikfest, there is an authenticity in the venues here that I think is truly unique and different. So, sitting in here, this is the most intimate listening room I have ever been in.
Yep.
And that predates Musikfest. So I think being able to build on that authenticity.
Yeah. When I've told some musicians, oh, you want to play Godfrey Daniels, and like they'll start talking to Ramona, they're like, oh, tell me a little bit about the place. I'm like, well, if you can't make eye contact with somebody from the stage, then don't book there because you're going to become best friends by the end of the show.
Yes.
But no, it's a lot of special places. The Ice House is really coming into its own. And you have Sokol's. It's so many cool things around. So that's really, really very, very cool. But yeah, thank you so much, Kassie, for coming
Thank you,
on.
Phil, for everything you do with this. This is amazing. It's part of the ecosystem around Musikfest that we love so much that everyone takes their own interpretation of the festival and does something with it. And that's what I love.
That's, again, it stems from the leadership of ArtsQuest. Like you, Patrick, Kurt, everyone under their teams, everything is. There hasn't been anybody who would be like, who the hell is this guy? Or what the hell do they think he knows? You've all been so supportive from the very beginning, coming on the show when it was nothing. And so that's a testament to you all on how that's what you want it to be, and that's what it naturally is then.
The community runs this event.
Yeah.
So whether it's you, whether it's the food vendors, the musicians, the volunteers, the sponsors, the members, the partners, everybody literally comes together to make a city within a city to run the nation's largest free music festival.
And I was laughing because you were asked, I saw you getting a rapid fire one-word associations, and well, what do you think of it? Define Musikfest, and you went community owned. I'm like,
hyphenated.
Is it hyphenated? It might be hyphenated.
It was totally hyphenated. I looked that up.
And one last thing, with just a shout out to the volunteers. I think that's the one thing that you can't ever take for granted, because you can't do this festival without the volunteers.
It started as a volunteer-run event, and it still is. So if I could, and I say this all the time to staff, to anyone else who will listen, if you see a volunteer wearing a volunteer shirt, please thank them.
Yep, absolutely.
I still go to them when I have questions about the festival.
Right.
Like if someone says to me, where's so-and-so? I'm like, hold on, let me ask a volunteer. And they give me the answers. So, so they,
it's so
they
true.
own it and run it.
You're absolutely right about that, and it is admirable what they all do. And there's still
10
who have been to all 42.
42
You
years.
knew where I was going? Yeah, exactly. 10.
I just saw 2 of them today who also train seeing eye dogs in their off time.
Oh my gosh. What beautiful humans.
Yep, makes me feel really horrible about myself.
Oh, well, again, thank you for all that you do year round, and then especially for this magical 10 days.
And for my hat.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for wearing my hat. And now welcome to show Kass Noelle. Hi, Kass.
Having me. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And let's start with sharing your performing later today in Lyric Plots, which we always want to remind people that's the cinemas. So nice seats, air conditioned.
Right.
Nice
Indoor
little break,
bathrooms.
Indoor bathrooms in case
Indoor
you need
bathrooms,
all of that.
Yeah.
And don't take it, like I said, to people checking in, it's not that there's anything. It's not on the pics of the plots only because it'll be on Saturday. But one of the most beautiful voices and one of the most touching, storytellers around. So you definitely want to go see a Kass Noelle show anytime you can.
I'm not offended by not being there. It's understood at Musikfest among musicians.
I've heard this a lot.
And people, you're in the group, you're in the club. It's okay. We'll see you when we see you.
Yeah.
And there's no, there are no hard feelings anywhere. If we're able to catch some of each other's sets, it's just a great day.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just, on the way through.
Yep. Right. Yep. But yeah, so I hear there's new music on the horizon.
It's here, yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Every time I schedule something with you, Phil, I write a song the day before.
That is very interesting that this has been a tradition.
Let's just set up a regular.
That's right. Yeah, maybe the deadlines matter. But no, you've also recorded music, because I think one thing that people are always asking, even me, when they're like, "Oh, where's her music?" I'm like, "Well, you can get one song."
Well, there's one.
Right, there's one song, and perhaps at this moment the most important one, because of the vulnerability and the story that goes with it. But also, there is all these other wonderful songs that you have that people want to be able to capture.
Yeah, so I've released some of them on just YouTube recordings from Musikfest, a couple years ago. I'll probably record my set tonight, and it's always good to catch anything funny that might happen, but. we'll see.
Right.
We'll see how that goes. But yes, we're working on the EP. Every time I talk to him, like, it's coming soon. It's coming soon. We just need a deadline. We're gonna say like September. I don't know.
I'll put a deadline on Bobby.
Put a deadline on Bobby. He was just saying like, oh, deadlines. Deadlines.
Yeah, he did
work.
say that. I was kind of like, oh, funny, Bobby, that you mentioned that.
But no, I just got drum tracks in for one song. I believe we have some lap steel to record yet, and then it's just a lot of mixing and mastering, and getting it out there.
But it should
and
be
working
soon.
on the next step, because now it's like piling up, and these songs are like not old, but older, and I'm excited to get they're seasoned. Yes, they're seasoned.
They're
I'm
more
excited
mature.
The next
they're not at the
out.
beginning of their career.
Right. I've been playing them out for years and years at this point.
Right. But they're all special. So, like, I think that's the other part, too, is just having the ability to have people be able to take a listen, capture that, and then be that much more, into the Kass Noelle catalog and wanting to go hear it live.
Yeah. It's more fun live anyway.
Yes, I would agree
like,
with
go
that.
listen to it when it comes out, but it's more fun live. And I love playing in the theater because it's just that intimacy.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I forgot my tissues. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'll text my sister, maybe. Kate, if you're listening, bring tissues.
There's got to be some in here at the venue. I'm sure we could find some. We'll write to Ramona. So anything else we would want to share about backstory, catalog? I don't always want to go there.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
Mm-hmm.
Open about it.
So the one song that's out there but again, it ties to, you were part of our Listen to the Dissonance event back in February. So you're a strong, proponent for, self-advocating for help. And that's what the song is called, Someone to Help You.
Yeah, it's called Someone to Help You. It's out everywhere you can stream music. It's I have a music video for it on YouTube and on my website, as well as a bunch of resources for those who have struggled with addiction or who have loved someone who struggled with addiction. And so that song is about essentially my husband dying of a drug overdose and everything that kind of led up to that.
Right.
So it's a doozy.
Yes. If you listen to the words, you're going to hear there's a whole lot more that went into it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I actually, spoiler alert, I guess if you haven't heard it, I sampled his voice from a video that he had sent me along the way. And so it's just really, it hits.
It's heavy.
Yeah. But the connections
But
that
it's
I've
gorgeous.
been able to
I mean,
make through
again,
that song are just like such heart connections.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always good to cry with strangers. So.
Yeah. And again, admire what you do there. And again, like, that's where, when someone is willing to do that, that's what Listen to the Dissonance is about, is bringing together musicians to share those struggles, those journeys, those songs that came out of it, and creating a space where then people who are in the audience who can listen would then feel less alone. Maybe ask help for the first time to realize that it's out there and they need it or whatever. So stay tuned for that. We have our dates for next year, but we'll announce that in the fall. Again, thank you for being a part of that, and also for all that you do. That you have a whole page on your website dedicated to, here are resources that are available to you.
And I need to update it because I haven't had like 5 minutes to sit
No,
down.
right.
But I have to put the local resources on, like Oasis and
That's been some neat connections that have come through. Just all us kind of knowing each other and making those connections. It's been very, very, very powerful. But yeah, and then so anything else we can promote? Like, so coming up this fall, any tour dates planned, or like obviously the website and social media will have those things.
Yes, so it's tonight at 8 p.m.
Right.
at Lyric Platz is the next one.
Yep.
And then I'm
And then Saturday
from 1 to 4 in front of Hotel Bethlehem.
Nice.
I'm excited about that.
Oh,
it's always fun because then people just wander by. And
It
like,
is.
Oh, hey,
It is.
stop.
It is a fun
Great
stage
venue.
for that
It
because
is.
you can't miss it. You have to walk past
Right?
it.
do.
Just, haha.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, you're going to listen to
Yeah.
me for at least
Tough
30
shit,
seconds.
Bethlehem.
Yeah, deal with it. And then the rest of my schedule is online. I forget where I even am next weekend. I don't know.
I know that
we're-
feeling.
Yeah, like we're taking the kids to the beach for a few days, my sister and me, and
Nice.
then we're gonna come back. And I think I have 2 gigs on the same day when I come back. But I'm actually slowing down once the school year starts. 'Cause
Sure. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, baby girl's going to kindergarten, and I'm gonna be a mess. So I'm slowing down to like 2 gigs a month at that point. But August is stacked every weekend, the rest
Nice.
of August, and this is of course the best 10 days.
And then if you're slowing down the performances, then it gives you more time to write.
That's right.
And
yeah, I'll be
recording.
writing
Yeah.
and working on recording stuff. Actually was talking with Kyle Edwards about doing an album release party at Inkwell.
Love it.
When the time comes.
He was on yesterday.
So, yeah, I listened yesterday. It was great. So yeah, lots of things. Just I don't know. I guess follow me because
Yes. So social Instagram is at Kass Noelle Music.
Kass Noelle Music.
Nice.
Yes. And same thing on Facebook. Yes.
So now you said you could perform.
Yes.
And it is the song that you wrote this week?
It's the song that I wrote this week, which actually kind of piggybacks off of Someone to Help You.
Oh, nice.
So I texted Phil.
So I now have to find tissues for everyone in the room.
Yeah, we're going to be in our feels. It's okay. And like I said, baby girl's going to kindergarten. And this is kind of a song to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just, we're open about things in our house. We talk about it. But trying to explain to a 5-year-old that daddy died of a drug overdose is like it's a whole other thing.
Of course.
He took the wrong medicine. Wow. Why do you do that? Well, and there are some conversations that I'm like, this is,
Well, parking lot this one.
Yeah, like we're going to have this conversation when we're older so we can keep your developing brain healthy in a good place. So I've just really been in my feels. And of course I had something on the schedule with your next favorite band. So I'm like, well, it's time to write a song, I guess.
Well, the first one was when you came on the gratitude episode that we focused on your story. We wrote one there. Then not we, you did.
But didn't I send you? Yeah, I sent it to you, and you were like, okay, but how about?
I'm such a I'm always like, hey,
what?
Yeah, well, it's like this. I was like, I think it's too fast. Maybe slow it down.
Yeah.
And then she was like, but this is what it, and so what I did was I actually brought it into my audio software.
Oh no, that was the other one.
That was the other one.
That was the other one.
Oh, so
that was
more
for
than one
listening
you've
to
done
the
this?
dissonance.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the third time now that I've written a song before meeting with Phil.
But I haven't given my professional feedback on this one.
I didn't.
No, and I feel like a jerk every time. I'm always like, am I allowed to do this? I don't know. But let me try. And then I was just like, how about this? And so, but the one that was the other one, the traumatized man.
Yeah.
I was like, terrorized man? Nope. Traumatized man. I brought it in my software and I slowed it down at 80% of speed and I sent it back to her and I was like, I think more like this. And then she was like, and I never got to thank you because that's actually the way you perform. And I'm sitting there going like, she didn't have to take my suggestion.
It was good. It allowed me to sit in it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I thought it had a good when you're watching a movie and what's happening on screen is utter horror, like maybe an explosion or something like that, but it's at slow motion.
Oh, right.
It's kind of like that because you're hearing her tell the story of
my life.
really, really difficult stuff that's happening at high speeds, even in the song, but she's now playing it in this slower tone, and I was just like, I think that juxtaposition
It's like a
works.
Quentin Tarantino movie.
It was a little bit like a Quentin Tarantino directorial.
Slow.
Yeah.
Slow.
Yep. Anyway, so thank you for at least being open to
absolute horror and slow motion.
Artistic recommendations, but I feel like a heel when I do it. But I was like, am I allowed to? Are you open to feedback?
It's I'm perfectly comfortable.
She's looking at me the same way that I feel. She's like, oh, you just shut your mouth and
no, but
listen to this.
I love this exchange.
I can still just say your opinion has been noted and dismissed, and that's fine.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with that.
I hear that every day. I sympathize with that.
But anyway, so what's this new song called? Does it have a title?
Oh, so it's called Missing Him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of bedtimes are rough sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I miss my daddy. Why isn't he here? I just, you sit in the dark and then everything kind of falls on you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just about having those conversations and parenting a child who lost their father in a traumatic way. Not that there's an untraumatic way to lose your father as a kid, especially, but it's just about all the feelings and the fears and the conversations we can't have yet, and how much do I say, and I just at the end of the day want her to know that she's loved and she's amazing, and that's it.
Yeah.
So get my guitar. Maybe.
I don't know how to transition from that one. I was
know.
like, Kass, can you fall on the floor or something?
Yeah, I can fall.
All right, so we're gonna get out of the shot. You can take the center chair and let's enjoy.
I'm complicating things with my left-handedness.
Yes.
So.
No, we always hop out of the shot. We're good.
Do I leave my? I'm gonna yank the headphones off.
Yeah, you don't need them on. And we will.
It's like a monitor.
This will play us out.
Kind of nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Kass Noelle.
All right. Oh, thank you. Now, how does the song go? Let's see. Just wrote it Monday. We first had the conversation about a sickness in
answer all your questions about the medicine he took and what went wrong. I wish that I could even wrap my mind around it all. And I'll never know how far down the rabbit hole I should go with you, and all you want are answers to the questions that are plaguing you. And oh, I have questions of my own, things that I will never know, but I'm still fighting for the peace that comes from letting go. And what do I tell you when I don't even understand? And all I can do is kiss your face and hold your hand while you cry, 'cause you're missing him tonight. I know someday you're gonna tell me it feels like daddy didn't love me much. I think that I never wrap my mind around it all. I know you might be led to blame me by those who fell under the spell of what was lost. I hope by then that I can wrap my head around it all. And I'll never know how far down the rabbit hole I should go with you, and all you want are answers to the questions that are plaguing you. And oh, I have questions of my own, things that I will never know, but I'm still fighting for the peace that comes from letting go. And what do I tell you when I don't even understand? And all I can do is kiss your face and hold your hand while you cry, 'cause you're missing him tonight. Don't you ever be tempted to believe the lie that it had anything to do with you or do with me. Deep breaths and honest words, I know how much it hurts, but please believe his actions are not tied to your words. So I'll hold your little hand tight while I try my best to heal your great big heart. I think that I might never wrap my mind around it all. And I'll kiss your sweet face goodnight. Thank the Lord, 'cause you are more than magical.
So is that the first performance of it?
That's it, yeah. I messed it up a little bit, but come see it later at 8.
Well, I have to give you massive kudos because that is the first time anything has ever matched that quilt behind you.
Oh.
Your hair is the pink purple it's in there.
Thank you.
No, I just wanted to kind of
Happy
change it. Figure we're all super sad for a moment there. I wanted to be stupid. But yes, so 8 o'clock tonight, Lyric Plots in the cinemas.
Yes.
And then again, 1 o'clock Saturday on Main Street.
In front of Hotel
In
Bethlehem.
front of Hotel
Yes.
Bethlehem Plots. We need more Plots branding. We talked about this last year. We got to Plots this shit up. So anyway.
Plots it up.
Speaking of which, we will see you down at the Plots.
Day 8.
of the Musikfest 2025 Daily Livestreams from Godfrey Daniels. We're going to learn about Soberplatz with Laura Waits and Richard Liu. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Philip Reese, joined here by...
Laura Waits.
And Richard Liu.
And you are listening to your next
favorite
band.
Yes.
I always have a little bit of fun with that. But I've been saying Liu. I'm saying it wrong. It's Richard Liu.
Is actually correct because that's the Chinese way you pronounce it.
Okay.
But the American way, just to make it easier for everybody in America, is to say Liu.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with it then. I'd rather be
authentic. Thank you. I
authentic
appreciate that.
and yeah, absolutely. No need to dumb it down for the Americans. Like you I'm gonna tell everyone else they got to get it right too.
Say it again.
Thank you.
That's right.
Liu.
Liu. Right?
Yeah.
Got it. Liu.
There we go. I just felt bad. Now I feel great. Thank you, Richard. You're making us all cry today. But thank you so much for both coming on. A very exciting addition to the festival. What I love about ArtsQuest is it seems to try and find new and better and important ways to continue to evolve, particularly in the area of inclusion.
Yes.
A couple years back, we added accessible festivals who made sure we had ways to get like wheelchair access to the different plazas. It made sure that we had, on certain nights, sign language interpreters for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. It was also the time where we created some of those inclusion zones for people who maybe need sensory-free areas. And now we've created Soberplatz.
Yes.
You created it. It was all your kind of doing and then connecting the dots and did it in a certain way this year. I'm sure everyone's learning a lot, but the response to it has been tremendous. So if you don't mind, maybe kind of share the backstory of how it bubbled up and the ArtsQuest reception and then how people have responded to it since it's been there this year.
Well, I can say thank you to Lori Vargo Hefner, who is a county council president for Northampton County. She had the idea of offering a Soberplatz.
Yeah.
And she got the idea from Wharf Rats that follow the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she presented it.
That makes a lot of sense,
I
actually.
didn't mean to kick your
No,
show.
you're fine. Grateful Dead does very, very lots of that stuff too. It's
Yeah. So she presented it to ArtsQuest, and they were talking about how to make it all come together.
Yeah.
And
There
Richard-
came me. So ArtsQuest already had a relationship with Sync Recovery Foundation where Laura serves as its executive director. And given that they've put on these Rally in the Valley events in the past, I
Excellent.
thought they're going to be an amazing partner to be the organizer for Soberplatz. So I had conversations with Kurt Mosel and his team over at ArtsQuest, and I said, I think I have the best partner.
Yes.
And so one phone call, and the answer was?
Yes.
Absolutely. So we are going to talk about the organization in a moment, but let's just continue to. Mainly, what happened was I was actually running into you, Richard, down at the festival, and I was like I was apologetic around. I didn't connect the dots on how important it would be to highlight this in the show at some point. And you're like, it's not too late. There's 3 more days left. So I was like, can you come on tomorrow? And he goes, I can. Let me check with Laura, and here we are. So appreciate that for extremely short notice to be able to get this out there. But for maybe people out there, because you have heard from different people who said, oh, now I feel like I can go down to the festival because there's a space for me. Yes. Just in case there's people out there who weren't aware of this, and this means that they would feel more comfortable coming down. Tell us a little bit more about the space and where it's located and that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, it's audience right to Amerikaplatz.
Yep.
Otherwise known as Levitt Pavilion.
Yep.
It's got a great seating area,
Uh-huh.
so people can come in and eat, relax, chill out. It's got some nice shade.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some games going on in there and
Yep.
different activities. We're doing some recovery meetings.
Sure.
We also did a disc golf demonstration.
Oh, that's fun.
We have some yoga, tai chi. Tonight at 6:30 is silent disco, which was very popular.
That is
last
super fun.
week.
And there's like a coffee truck there.
There's a coffee truck right next door, Tom's coffee truck. Yeah,
And
it's perfect.
And it's zoned off. So
Sure.
there's actually signs saying no alcohol behind to a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
And all are welcome. You don't have to be a sober person. You don't have to be a person in recovery.
Yeah.
You don't have to have, it's open to the public. So anybody can come have this
Yeah.
experience in Soberplatz.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's a lot of people who just choose not to drink. It's just simply and so they also then don't want to really be around it. and then there's other people who need it to be where it's that kind of a safe space as well. And then I think the other important part is if somebody maybe is now thinking that they want to learn about what services are available to them, maybe this is a moment that they're ready to ask for help. You have a table there of resources and ready to talk and be a kind of that early support for those types of steps as well.
A really neat experience with a woman who was there volunteering on Wednesday night. Tuesday night? Anyway, she had 5 years of sobriety time. And she did it all on her own. And she came out just to see what this experience was going to be like. And she was so excited when she left because she said she found her community.
Sure, of course.
And it's really important for people in recovery to stay connected to other people in recovery.
Totally.
Because isolation and boredom are not good for us.
No, certainly not. And obviously there is always that chance. And so having the ability to pick up the phone and call somebody who knows what that feels like, who can help you, in that moment, I think is huge, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk about the organization, the Sync Recovery. I got the website up here so we can share it. Here's the home page.
There we go. This is our brand new website.
Look at this.
Just in time for Musikfest.
So yeah, tell me where to navigate, or if you just want me to kind of scroll around a little bit.
Okay, well, if you want to, About Sync would be
Sure.
a good place to start.
There's you.
There's me, and my beautiful signature with my mother's handwriting.
Oh, that's fun.
But we are a recovery community organization. We are run off of peer support. We don't do therapy or any medical treatment or anything like that. But we find that these components that we put into our program, social connection, an emphasis on health and wellness, spiritual principles is a big broad term, and service opportunities.
Sure.
So we do about 30 to 40 events per month in different areas of the Northeast. And we have a lot of fun together, and we're helping people find a passion for a recovery lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not just, it doesn't start and end. It's a lifestyle that we have to maintain.
Of course, yeah.
So, and then our events page, we'll show people
Pop over there.
what we're doing. We have a big kayak event coming up on August 23rd.
I'm already signed up.
Nice.
Yeah, you were one of the first.
So there's a calendar here. I'll pick on that.
But we do hikes.
So it's connected with LLB, and I love that they do that.
Yeah. Do all sorts of arts. We did trapeze last weekend, which was really cool.
Right.
But just, horseback riding, equine therapy is a popular one.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
And then I always like to point out ways that people can help. So here it is. You can volunteer time, if or find corporate sponsorships or donations. We always try and point out here that these are nonprofits, and obviously types of funding are under attack and so on. So donations from the businesses and philanthropists are the important ways that they can kind of start to fill in those blanks.
Yes.
And no donation is too small. Like there's always like this thought, like, oh, I can't give enough, and it's like, well, if you have anything to give that you're comfortable with, anything helps.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do have a monthly giving program where people can give monthly.
Yeah.
And like you say, no amount is too small. It all goes to great work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else we can promote? Anything else coming up that, or any other elements of this, like maybe social media? Like, is there?
Our social media is at Sync Recovery.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're on
and that's
Instagram,
probably a good
Facebook.
way to follow like different events that are coming up and so on. Yeah. Richard, anything else that you would want to share about this this offering or this journey or anything?
So I think the idea of a Soberplatz is really cool.
Yep.
Like, think about it. The word Platz in German means space.
Yeah.
And so this is basically a sober space within America's largest non-gated music festival.
Yep.
And sober spaces and recovery zones are actually very common in
Yep.
many music festivals.
Sure, of course.
So it's a great enhancement that Musikfest is offering. And Laura, we just say the response has been incredible,
It
hasn't
really
it?
has been. Yeah, people are just stopping by to say, we're so glad you're here. We see people coming back. It's been great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
And we have some really cool activities coming up at Soberplatz, don't you?
Yes, we do. We do. Tonight, like I said, is silent disco. We have some recovery meetings. And on Sunday night, to wrap it all up, Miss Pennsylvania
How fun.
is coming back. She was here for opening night. And Juan Kim, who is playing on the...
Judah Kim,
I'm sorry. Judah Kim, you're such a good corrector. I should keep you around all the time. Judah Kim is coming on Sunday night. He's playing over on the Town Square. What's the Platz called?
Town Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Judah Kim was actually a guest on your show previously. So that's another great band to follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Person to follow.
Another next fave band, and even check out his episode. He's very open and supportive about the sobriety, and so actually that's come up a lot, in the different episodes of where people talked about. It was in the Hoot and Hollers episode, I can remember, and a couple others where it just, for a musician in particular, where most of your gigs are in bars, and so if you are struggling, but it's just always right there, or it's sometimes the way you're paid, like, hey, I can only give you $50, but the open bar for you all night. So how can you manage that in that environment? And then also the fact that therapy is maintained by state. So now you're out of your state, you can't pick up the phone and call your therapist or work through a difficult time, and this is all there, and it's part of, the revenue, if you will, and it's like, it just would be such a very difficult thing to manage. So it's been coming up a bunch of times where people have talked about, I just had to, get the help I needed and just do it, and then now I'm, however many years that they've been managing it. So it's like, it's very, very powerful. Like, it's whenever, again, not only that they did it, but that they're brave enough to share it, and then that lets other people know that it's not easy, but it's doable, and there's help out there, and there's people who can just simply be a support system for that, and so it's great to see that, where it's simply even also kind of becoming part of festivals, like you said. Yeah.
And I like where recovery finds community. And I feel like, what do you say, Soberplatz is...
Basically, recovery found Musikfest.
Yeah, that's very true. So thank you both. Go ahead.
Thank ArtsQuest for being so hospitable, and you. Thank you for inviting us. But it's been a great experience.
Yeah, well, thank you for what you do and for making this happen.
And thank you for having us on your podcast to talk about Soberplatz. And let's give a shout out to the volunteers and sponsors for Sync Recovery Foundation for bringing Soberplatz to life. So you guys out there, thank you so much for your time, your talent, and your treasure.
Yeah, you can't. The volunteers are just such a magical part of all of this. Whether it's the nonprofit organizations, a festival like this, it's amazing what people are willing to, dedicate their time, which is a way more important resource than even revenue. But both are important. But man, someone's willing to give up 8 hours of their day or 10 straight days or whatever. It's just incredible what people do. So yes, thank you to all the volunteers of everything. Just pivoting to the festival, anyone you all are looking forward to the last 3 days here? Anyone that in particular that is on your must-see list?
Well, my must-see list is often made up of the artists that you help curate for my choice.
Richard, you're too kind.
But I know that later on I'll be checking out Arkai again at 5:30 at Plaza Tropical, and your next guest, Kozer, is performing tonight at 7 p.m. at.
I can bring that up here.
Platz.
This will be a good transition because this is what we're going to move to next.
Yes.
These are the picks of the day, and you're right. There she is, Kozer, Zinsenplatz at 7. And has a good sobriety journey herself to share. So we'll be getting into that, and it's just a great kind of episode to have all of this on at the same time. It's pretty awesome. Love when the universe just takes care of things that way.
Exactly.
We were just talking about
I know.
that.
Absolutely. So I can't wait to see where this goes to next year. Again, ArtsQuest is always so good about, that worked, but it can be better. So let's, make it different in some ways and better in others and more expansive and anything we can do to help kind of get the word out as it continues to become a part of things. Happy to do it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Philip.
Absolutely. Thank you. So let's head down to the fest.
All right, Phil, let's say goodbye to everybody.